What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so we are on the APK here, so that means that everything you see is still subject to change from now until the live version, so keep that in mind. And also, this video is brought to you by Netmarble and the Content Creator Club. So, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Doctor Strange's uniform and Moon Knight's uniform. For Moon Knight, his uniform is unavailable right now, so that means we cannot use it in World Boss Ultimate or any actual gameplay. I can only see it in the skill preview, so that's what we're going to be doing. Doctor Strange, of course, we can take into content, so we will be doing that. So we're going to start off with Moon Knight here because I can only see him, of course, in the skill preview, so it makes a little more sense, and then we'll hop over to Doctor Strange and finish that off. And his uniform's unavailable, so I don't know why he went to the skills and did that. I need to go to the uniform first. All right. So here we have his uniform. It's Mr. Knight. He's got his kind of mobster look here, where he's got the nice looking white suit, which actually looks really clean. I like that suit quite a bit. A little bit jealous of that. So anyway, let's go ahead and see what's happening with his skills here. We have 7 skill changes, so that means everything is changing for him, so that's perfect because he's definitely in need of a really good rework. The uniform itself is going to be what's changing pretty much everything, so it's changing both of his passives as well, so it's not a rework to the base kit. So you have changes to tier 2, the 4-star passive, and then the uniform bonus is going to be increased chain hit damage by 40% when attacking, and increased skill damage by 50%, and a bonus damage by 30%. So those are some massive numbers right there. 40% and 50%, those are really big values, so he should be hitting pretty hard hopefully with this uniform. And then both of his passives right here are going to be the opposite and help him out with survivability. So we have his 30% HP recovery, but this time it is tied to his 5th skill, so every time you use his 5th skill you are going to get that 30% recovery. And then his 4-star passive here is going to give him guard break immunity and decrease all damage received by 35%. And I'm kind of curious about that guard break immunity because I think this is the first time we've had guard break immunity on a character's skills. I think normally it's always been super armor. I could be wrong on that. We have a very large roster of characters, but I just don't remember anyone just having guard break immunity. I always remember super armor, and I do think that super armor is superior to guard break immunity, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like he should have still just got super armor, but anyway, let me know what you think about that. And now the first skill right here, we have silence, so maybe that'll make him useful in ABX against the Frost Beast on the silence days, who knows. The second skill right here, we have some paralyzed, does not work on War Boss Ultimate. And then the third skill, we have some more healing, 15% max HP, and then we have a guard hit for 5 hits and increased damage by 100% for 1 attack, so pretty nice there. That third skill is going to give him a little bit of everything, damage boost and some survivability. The 4th skill right here, we have damage immunity for 4 seconds. And then the 5th skill, you got a pretty nice buff right here, all attack, all defense by 50%, all speed 15%, and crit rate by 15%. So overall, the skills are looking really good in terms of their effects. We've got big increases to his damage and a lot to his survivability. So overall, that's looking good to me, but let's go ahead and hop into the skill preview, and then we need to see what these skills actually look like in action, and also let's see what kind of iframes we have. So the first skill here, we have some intermittent iframes as he takes out that bat and kind of just bludgeons them there a little bit. The second skill, he does his crescent moonerangs, or whatever we want to call those. He throws those, and those are what applies to paralyze, which again, it does not ignore immunity as of right now, of course, in the APK. Maybe it will later on, who knows. The third skill, he takes looks like probably an incendiary or a concussion grenade or something like that, pops it off, throws it over his shoulder, and it explodes a few times on them, and you can cancel that out pretty much right when he tosses it. So whoop, and then you can go into the next skill that you want. Same with the second skill, you can just take advantage of that iframe and then go. You don't have to wait for the end of the animation there from the those last couple I keep wanting to say batarangs, but those moonerangs. And then the 4th skill right here, looks like he just pulls out some shotguns and just starts going to town there on the enemy. Quite a long animation. He does have the damage immunity during this skill. No iframe though, so keep that in mind. It's not going to be a very good skill to use in World Boss Ultimate if you're fighting someone that's going to be teleporting around all the time. Of course, he is physical damage, so you're mainly going to be taking against Proxima and Corvus are probably the two best options. Proxima doesn't necessarily iframe a lot, but she does jump very far away from you with a lot of speed, so that could hurt this skill because I'm not sure the range that it has. He does push them back a little bit. Anyway, now we'll move on to the 5th skill here. 5th skill, pretty much exactly the same. He just goes up and just rains the moonarangs down on the enemies. So yeah, all that's looking good, and I did forget to say he does have an awakening skill. So we have 3 characters getting awakening skills in this update here. The awakening skill looks quite powerful because if I remember correctly, it was giving a minus 70% to all defense down, and that does apply to world bosses. So this is going to hit very hard. So very similar to Mystique's awakening skill because she has minus 70% as well, and we all know how strong Mystique's awakening skill is when we use that. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like. We pop over here. He does like the kind of Punisher walk because I think Punisher was the first one to really have that kind of thing where he goes into iframe and walks forward with the explosions around him, and then he just yeah, everyone just hops in and just goes to town just shooting them, and in case of Morbius just kind of slashing them up. Yeah, so it looks really cool. And actually we can go in here and we can actually see the animations a little bit here if you want to see that. So let's do that one more time here, and then we can move on to Doctor Strange. So here we go, pops in, we got the cinematic view right there, and then it just goes back to what we were seeing before. So we only missed a little bit there. And I believe you got a cinematic view for his 5th skill as well. Let's go ahead and try that out here. Yeah, we get a nice view of the moon. That's actually really cool. I really like this, that kind of image right there. That was really nice. Yeah, that's really sick. Okay, so that's what Moon Knight is looking like. Overall, just from the skill preview and what I'm seeing from the skills, I do like the changes, and I think Moon Knight is going to be pretty strong. I just need to wait to see how his survivability is in terms of, you know, taking damage, because he's got the iframe there. He's got some damage immunity there. Yeah, those might be enough. The 4th skill I think is longer than 4 seconds actually, so that'd be funny. You do the 4th skill and then you're still doing the animation and your immunity's already run out. Yeah, so actually, you know what? Now that I look at it a little bit more, I think he's going to be really strong with this uniform. So I'm really excited for Moon Knight. So when he comes out on the live version, I'm definitely going to be trying him right away in some War Boss Ultimate, and probably getting him to level 70 because I do like these skill changes. But we'll have to wait and see. And also, let's just go back so I can show you the awakening skill here. So here's the awakening skill. As you can see, it is minus 70% to all defense. And then we have paralysis there for just 1 second. I'm curious to see if that was refreshing. It might be refreshing for as long as that smoke is going on that he's kind of walking through. And then we have crit rate 35%, crit damage 35%, ignore dodge by 70%, invincibility buffs, blah blah blah. All kind of the same stuff that all the other awakening skills have. But now we're going to move on to Doctor Strange here and check out his new uniform. Alright, so Doctor Strange's uniform here, his spacesuit uniform, is going to be giving him increased chain hit damage by 15% when attacking, increased skill damage 15%, and bonus damage by 10%. We have 5 skill changes here. Yeah, so let's see what those are. So we have the bind and stun, which is the same. We have the recovery here is now actually on the skill itself and not a activation from the uniform, because I believe it was just on, yeah, whenever he uses it, he gets that 10%, and also the reflect, but now it should be just built into the skill. So that is fine by me. 3rd skill, we don't have anything special in terms of the effects on there. Same with the 4th skill, and then the 5th skill still has all of the all of the same effects that we expect it to have. So we still got that reset this skill cooldowns, but to 1 second. We've got the 7 seconds of damage immunity, and then we've got that really massive all attack, all defense boost, so all speed, and that big crit rate boost. So yeah, all of that is still staying the same. So let's just go ahead and hop into the skill preview here. We'll see what the skills look like, and then we'll take him into some World Boss Ultimate action and see how much more damage he's actually doing with this uniform. So first off is his first skill. So right here, as you can see, actually for this, his time freeze kind of mechanic has changed a little bit in terms of the animation as well. He's kind of got a, nope, show it. It's got extra, yeah, there we go. It's got like extra cogs around the side there, extra symbols. So it's got probably a wider area now if those little edge parts of the time freeze circle actually time freeze the enemies that's kind of sticking out of the main circle. So it might be a little wider area. The second skill here, he just shoots the like shattered mirrors or whatever it's called from, he's going through the dimensions there at the enemies. So that looks really cool. The third skill right here, he just does some like dimensional slashes, which again, the animation just looks really cool. The fourth skill right here, kind of similar to what his fourth skill was before. It looks like it's a little bit shorter of an animation though, or like the damage happens a little bit quicker in one big burst. The fifth skill though, this one looks really cool. So here we have the fifth skill, boom, just pops up a big dome right here and just starts doing damage to the enemies. I like that animation, just looks really cool, that kind of sphere that's summoned around him. So yeah, that's what his skills are looking like. No changes to his tier 3 or anything like that with the uniform. And at first I was thinking that with this uniform was a little bit harder to build up for the tier 3, but you can actually still cancel these skills very quickly. So you can still like instant cancel most of the skills. So the fourth skill you can instant cancel. The third skill you can actually instant cancel even though it doesn't look like it. And the second skill is the only one you have to let play for just a little bit. So you can just go boom, boom, boom. As you can see, those slashes take a little bit to actually show up, but they do still happen even if he doesn't even do like, you know, even like a tenth of the animation. So boom, 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 and then you're just going to keep going over and over with that same skill rotation. So nothing has really changed. You're still doing 4-3-2, 4-3-2, 4-3-2, tier 3, and then fifth skill. So yeah, let's just hop into some of the gameplay here though and actually see what kind of damage you can do with this uniform. Oh yeah, before we jump into the gameplay here, I totally forgot to go over the uniform options. So here are the uniform options for his spacesuit look. We have Corvus with his Infinity War uniform. We have Taskmaster's Black Widow uniform. We have Quicksilver Uncanny Avengers. We have Magic Phoenix 5, and then we have Magneto House of X. So those are going to be the options there if you're looking to plan ahead for mythicking this uniform. So now we'll hop into the gameplay. Alright, so I did switch him back to his old uniform just so I can show you kind of a baseline of how much damage he's doing right now. And then when I switch over to the new uniform, you can see how much more damage he's actually doing. We're just on a stage 50 right here for Cold Obsidian with no strikers. And we have Star-Lord and Coulson here for the other two teammates. So let's go ahead and switch on over. Let's get that fifth skill going, and then we'll just do our standard Doctor Strange rotation here to build up the tier 3. Use the tier 3 right away, and then go into the fifth skill and just start doing some damage. Doctor Strange does have a CTP of Rage on right now, so he does have, yeah, he does have Rage, but it's only a 0.7, so it's not a maxed out Rage. Not that that really matters in terms of what I'm doing here for the testing, and why is the fourth skill not registering when I'm hitting it every time. Anyway, let's just keep going here. We're going to do 1 minute's worth of damage, and then we will go over to the new uniform and see what kind of damage we have there. As you can see, he's still doing pretty good here for himself, considering I have no second skill. Apparently, why second skill? Okay, well, messed up a little bit there, but anyway, let's just say I didn't mess up there. He probably would have gone down to like 10 bars. So you've been at 10 bars in 1 minute. So now let's go ahead and switch over to the new uniform and this can also show off another new kind of quality of life feature that they've done. You can just hit that little magnifying glass there, and it shows you some extra information here about Doctor Strange. It says that he's a good, if I could click on it, good leadership. He's a good damage dealer, and he's a good support character because of his time freeze. So that's kind of what they're telling you there. So now you can check that out for like all the other characters. You can just kind of see what they recommend. It says what kind of damage they deal. Like Black Widow here, it has some physical damage and lightning damage. Cyclops with his uniform is flame damage, so it kind of simplifies things a little bit. Does it show anything else? Yeah, it does show if they're supervillain. It shows if they have any tags, like mutant in his case. So it'd show if you're looking for someone that has like the machine tag, you can click on that just to double check that they actually have it. So just a few cool things like that. But oh no, don't get rid of him. But you can click on the little Iron Man mask here, and you can just go over and switch the uniforms nice and easy, and then just hit back, and there we go. So yeah, it's a pretty nice little quality of life feature right there. It gives you a little more information without having to kind of go through different windows, back out, and go to your team tab and all that kind of stuff. So now with the uniform, let's see what kind of damage you can do. Or with the new uniform. All right, let's switch on over. Boom, pop that, and then, yeah, for some reason my fourth skill, it's like that part of my phone doesn't want to register my touch. It's really weird. Anyway, let's just get going here. Now that we have the tier 3 up, now we can start seeing some damage because we'll get that all defense down. And as you can see, we are moving those bars pretty quickly. And if we just do a few more rotations here, and boom, we're at where we were with the old uniform. So half the time to get down to 10 bars. So he's literally doing like twice as much damage with this uniform. So that's pretty insane, because Doctor Strange was already a very, very strong character for War Boss Ultimate, especially against Cold Obsidian here. If you have a CTP of Rage on him, nothing's really changed with his kind of skill rotations and stuff like that. So he's still going to be a character that you want to have a CTP of Rage on to get the most out of him. He's not going to play any better with this uniform if you just have a standard damage proc on him. So if you were hoping for that, you're kind of out of luck there. You still want to spam skills with him. You're still taking advantage of that 1 second cooldown from the 5th skill right there. So yeah, it's still not going to perform much better with a damage proc Obelisk than he did previously. He'll just do more damage, of course, because this uniform seems to just hit a lot harder. So overall, Doctor Strange is looking like he's going to be even more of a beast with this uniform. So not much to really say there. I mean, he's just going to like dominate probably World Boss Ultimate now, is what I'm anticipating. So I can't wait to get my hands on this uniform just to see what it can do. Maybe we'll do like a stage 99 on my live account when we get this uniform. Actually, I haven't tried in a while to see if I can even do a stage 99 with this current build. I don't think so with the striker changes or the changes to World Boss Ultimate. Don't think I've been able to do a 99 with Doctor Strange, but I can always double check that. But anyway, if I missed anything that you wanted me to go over for a Doctor Strange or Moon Knight here, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll revisit them while we still have some time on the APK. If not, hopefully you enjoyed the video here and it gave you an idea of what these 2 new uniforms are going to be doing for the characters. And that's going to be it for this one here. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.